so much for joining us for another edition of the Bloody Legends with Jai, that Aussie metal guy, and Jim Taylor, brought to you by crank.com. Make sure you're a bloody legend and hit that like and subscribe. How you all going? It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy, here with another edition of the Bloody Legends with my ever-reliable partner in crime, all the way from the US, Jim Taylor. Today, tonight, wherever you are in the world, it's with great pleasure that we have an absolute legend, Joel Stroetzel, the talented guitarist from iconic metal band Killswitch Engage, which I have been a fan of for fucking ever. Still recovering from the Soundwave performance way back as well in Adelaide. You are gearing up for the release of your highly anticipated album, This Consequence. It does drop February 21st through Metal Blade Records. Joel, thank you so much for joining me, my friend.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure, man. Loving the stuff off it so far, forever aligned, and I believe. But can you tell me a little bit about the songwriting process for this one and kind of when you guys started working on it?
Sure. It's probably shit, at this point, man, three and a half years ago we started working on it. We tried some different stuff on this one that we haven't done in a few years. We actually rented a rehearsal spot and played in a room together like a band for a couple of weeks. We've been doing the whole email each other ideas and stuff like that. And you know, like I said, Adam and Justin tend to write a lot of songs on their own, like start to finish. And I always like having the guys there to throw ideas off of. I'm like, here's two riffs, guys. Where do I go from here? So these guys always help me out with that stuff. But it was just fun to just jam in a room. So at least a few of the songs kind of came from that. And then, you know, the rest of them kind of the usual. We all live across the country, so it's a little tough to get together all the time. So,
wow. So yeah, I was going to say, no, are you in Massachusetts still?
I'm in Massachusetts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Justin's
I knew
Florida,
they were spread out.
Adam's in California. Jesse's in upstate New York. Mike and I are the closest. He's in Massachusetts as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
How you go, Jim? You finish off there, Jim.
I'm not going to do it. You go.
Okay. Tell us about so that being said, after the songwriting process, kind of tell us a little bit about the recording process for This Consequence.
Well, it was we kind of did it all spread out, you know. So Justin did his drums. Justin did his drums in San Diego with Adam, and then we did guitars. It's not called Zing anymore. It's the studio we did a lot of our old records at. It's called Mainline Records, Mainline Studios now. Our friend Eric owns it now. So we just rented a little room in there and built a little rig, and that's where we did all the guitars, bass, vocals, all that stuff. Very quiet little setup.
Wow. Are you guys still using the comparison guitars, you and Adam?
Oh yeah, man.
Very cool.
Yeah, they're great, man. We've been playing them for a long time now.
You have such a crisp tone, and it's so recognizable and just so fluid with the two of you. That's very cool, like to hear, especially your double harmonies, dude. Like you guys were. I mean, I always called it the New England. It was you, Shadows Fall, all those guys. You know, you had this very unique way of diving into heavy metal where you had the Scandinavian influence, but you also had the old school like double harmonies. Is that an accurate portrayal of you guys?
I think so, man. I think a lot of the bands around here, you know, listening to the Swedish stuff, listening to the classic metal, thrash metal, death metal, hardcore, it's all kind of thrown together. And then we like rock and roll and pop and stuff like that too, you know. So everybody's, you know, there's kind of a little bit of everything, I think, and you know what we do, everybody's tastes are kind of thrown in there a little bit. So
brilliant.
So can you describe a little bit about how you feel it's kind of changed and evolved a little bit from the Atonement album I've got back there as well, dude?
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Right on. I think this one, I think it's kind of in the same vein as that record. I would say it's on the heavier, thrashier side. Yeah. And I think there's a few songs that we're kind of getting more into thrash and even like death metal kind of territory with a few things here. Still doing the melodic stuff like we always do, but it was fun, man. I think everybody was excited to just get like play again and write a new record. We wanted it to be fast and blast beats and crazy riffs. We were just, you know, pissed off after COVID, wanted to get out and do something again, you know. So
right.
And then just following on from that one quickly, how did you balance the heavy and melodic elements as you're mentioning there in the songwriting for This Consequence?
I'm not really sure, man. I think it just kind of happens at this point because we've been kind of doing that thing for so long. We tend to picture choruses being melodic or pre-choruses, or try to balance, heavy riffs with, a little bit of melody here and there, but it varies from song to song.
You good, Jim?
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
I did it again.
Yeah, you did it again, mate. The singles there, "Forever Aligned" was the first one, and I believe, man, absolutely unreal bloody tracks. Tell us about those
Great
singles,
track.
man, because I haven't stopped blasting them, dude.
Oh, right on, man. Forever Aligned,
Yeah.
I think that was the song everybody picked to be like the first release, because I think it has a little bit of everything that's on the record all in one song. It's got some, harmony stuff, some melodic stuff, some heavy stuff. It's a little bit of everything, and thought that was a good representation of, I think, what a lot of the records like. I believe is probably the most melodic tune on the record, and it was one that, if there was any song that might have have some hope at radio or something, that's probably the one. But it's fun, man, and I think it has a good message too, and it's maybe the right time to release a song like that, especially coming out of the US. Crazy times.
It's very, very crazy times.
It is, but it yields good writing.
Yeah, but one thing, like, I've always loved about Killswitch Engage, I've been a fan since fucking day dot for you guys, man. And your music is always powerful, heavy, but it always has this uplifting element in it. You know what I mean? I put on a Killswitch Engage album. I know with that Atonement, I was going through a death in the family. My niece had passed at the time. And then the Incarnate one, I was going through a divorce. And for some reason, these albums were just heavily on play for me as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Jesse's very honest too in his lyrics. He pours himself into it. And there's a lot of, dealing with depression and, to triumph in the face of despair kind of stuff. And he's into that. He wants to be uplifting and inspire people and through what he's been through, and share that with people.
That's you guys, and I swear to God, you guys in Hatebreed have the most. You have the heaviest sound with the most positive lyrics. So you actually came through. You played Shiley Acres down here near me. Mm-hmm. So I work for Bob Rocks
nice.
down here, and I missed about a day. But Manic and the crew saw you. But like the amazing amount of positivity. And my friend photographs you, Chris Nicholson. He's a mutual friend of me. And,
awesome.
Yeah. He photographs you guys all the time. So shout out to Chris. But I showed my friend, you guys at Shiley, and I was like, you can hear the positivity in these photos. Like it's like seeing your face, seeing, of course, Adam's in a freaking cape or whatever he's doing, and dude, but I was like, listen to the lyrics. So I started having a quiz when I was interviewing people. It was either Killswitch Engage Hatebreed lyrics or poetry from the 16th century.
Yeah.
But anyway,
right on, man.
That was my Andy Rooney segment there. That was
weird. Right on.
Yes, sir.
There we go. What was the most rewarding part of creating this Consequence for you personally, mate?
Yeah.
The best part of writing it?
Yeah, the most rewarding part for you personally.
For you, yeah.
I think really just I always like when we start putting layering stuff and we get our rhythm tracks done, and just hearing it come together is always fun,
Yep. Oh yeah.
Because it's one thing that to hear a demo of a song in an email or to jam a rough version in a room, but when you actually hear it put together and sounding the way it should sound, it's like, okay, man, there we go. We spent Adam and I spend a lot of time on guitar stuff. We try to get everything super tight, and so we're a little slow at it, but we get it done, I think.
No, good writing takes time like that, man. And you guys always have stories to tell in each one of your songs. It's never like I'm gonna pick out. So it's like front to back, let's go, and it tells a story, and that's very cool.
Right on, man. Well, usually when we're doing stuff, we'll write a bunch of stuff instrumentally and give it to Jesse, and whatever everybody feels the most strongly about lyrically, those tend to be the songs we gravitate towards, and the ones that end up being on the record, you know.
Wow.
And that being said, mate, which track or tracks are you most excited for the fans to hear? You know,
we have a new video we just did for Collusion. I really like that tune. That's one of my favorites on the record.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a fun one.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. And on the last album, the Atonement one, you did have Chuck Billy and Howard drop in for a couple of guest features as well. Is there anything special or any surprises we can expect on this one?
No special guests on this one.
Oh, JoJo C1
talked about it. It's just us.
Fuck yeah, cool, man.
I was so psyched to have Chuck Billy on the last. He's awesome, man. Chuck's great.
How was that working with Chuck? He's an absolute gentleman. We've got to interview him.
We had him on. Yeah,
yeah. He actually did the recording stuff on his own, but did an awesome job with it. But
wow,
we love the Testament guys, man. They're awesome. I've been a huge Testament was probably one of my favorite bands growing up, and my heroes, man. And it's just, we've gotten to tour with them now, and they're all a bunch of great dudes and such a great band. So,
absolute trooper and soldier, man. Are there any memorable moments that kind of stand out for you from the recording sessions at all?
Honestly, doing this record was kind of boring. It was all business,
Wow.
Meet me here at 10 in the morning, and we'll work till wherever, and then it was okay. Where are we gonna go drink beer and eat food now?
Yeah,
that was pretty much repeat every day. So until we got it done, but it was fun.
Very cool.
Have you got any special plans for the album release? Have you got any tours? Like, don't give anything away, but you got anything kind of lined up for as it releases and shit?
We're starting up a U.S. tour on I think it's on March 5th. Yep. It's going to take us out around the U.S., some parts of Western Canada, and then I think after that, and we're doing some festivals in May, actually with the Shadows Fall guys.
Oh yeah.
Doing some shows with them, which will be great. They're old friends of ours, and probably we're looking to fill up the summer, get all the U.S. stuff done. Probably get back to Europe. We haven't been there in a while. At some point later in the year, and hopefully get back to Australia. It might not be till early next year. We were just there in September, so
I know, dude. That was all. I was in recovery in September. I was so spewing, dude. I've been in remission from cancer for a year, dude. So I was still kind of recovering from multiple surgeries and chemo and radio. So I was absolutely devo that I missed you guys. I cannot wait to catch you guys.
You're feeling better though, right? Doing good?
A lot better, man. I'm a year in remission now. So, dude, it's kicking a bloody long. That was why it was really good to have a chat with Chuck as well, because him being a fellow survivor as well, it was super cool to be able to chat about all that, dude. But I'm super excited about catching you guys in 2026. The artwork, dude. Mike done the artwork for this one, didn't he?
He did, yep. Mike's done all around. Yep.
It's an absolutely unreal cover, dude. I love all your artwork for it as well, man. It's really, really cool. But this one you can pick all these different elements in it as well.
Yeah, it came out really cool, man. It's fun to look at.
Hell yeah.
So how do you guys manage this creative process? Because you guys have been around for, we're gonna sound old now, but like 26 plus years. How do you manage the creative process and keep it kind of fresh and exciting after so many years? You said this one was a bit of a drag, but how do you maintain that and the motivation?
It was a drag. We didn't really do anything exciting.
Exciting,
not really partying in the studio like we used to. We were just like, hey man, let's go get our work done, and we're like old men doing our thing, But I don't know. I think it's all about balance, man. Just, people need a good amount of time off. You need good time, time at home, time on the road, time to write and make records. And I think it's been long enough, I think, for us since we've made a record. Everybody's pretty psyched to get this one out there, So I think you can hear that we're excited on the record. I think it's pretty aggressive, and you can tell everybody's fired up.
That's cool. That's very cool, and that's exciting.
Yeah,
for you guys. I mean, this is what, number
9th record, I think,
8 or 9. Yeah,
I can't even remember.
That's what I was like. Wow,
lose track, man.
Yes,
getting old. Losing my marbles here.
So how do these first singles fit in the overall narrative of this album?
Singles?
Yeah, the Forever Aligned, and I believe.
I really think just the whole record's kind of just a journey. I would think Jesse would probably say it's about, like, again, really just prevailing in the or triumph in the face of despair, kind of stuff like that. And like, I believe, for example, just, you got to have hope that shit's going to be good and things will be well. And you got to fight for things you believe in. And I think that's kind of but there's also a lot of dark stuff happening, and you got to get through that stuff. And I think that's usually tends to be Jesse's kind of narrative.
Sure.
He gets dark, but then he's like tries to inspire.
Right.
So playing live, man. Which ones are you looking forward to getting out and playing live off the album when you start getting out there?
I'm psyched to play Collusion because I said I like Collusion, that song a lot.
Yep.
I like Aftermath too. That's a fun one. Yeah. That's one of Justin's tunes. I really like that song a lot. So,
wow.
But there's a few I'm looking forward to playing, man. It's just nice to have a new batch of songs because we've been playing the same stuff for a while.
Right.
Shake up the set a little bit.
And this one drops through Metal Blade Records as well. How's that all going, dude?
Awesome, man. Metal Blade's been great to us over the years, and all wonderful people and good friends, and it's worked out very well.
And that's one thing, like we've mentioned a couple of times, you guys making whole albums, like it's always really good to see. And you just make albums kind of with a vision, as you said a couple of times, Jesse has it kind of laid out. So you do go on a journey, and you really do feel that when you put on a Killswitch Engage album, you know what I mean? No streaming cycles of trying to fucking kill the albums and that. But I'm old school. I love listening to albums, and I'm going to go get the vinyl for this one as well, because there's nothing like putting on that vinyl and being locked into that listening process, you know what I mean? Having a good set of headphones on and listening to it, getting to that point, flipping it over. It's like you're really locked into the process. And I know everyone kind of gets streams all the time, but I think a lot of people forget that the people that are making money off this are the corporations feeding off the backs of bands. And if you really want to support the bands like Killswitch Engage, just go out and buy the bloody albums, buy tickets to these shows, buy merch. Because for me, that's the only way we're going to keep this scene strong, the heavy metal scene strong. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I mean, streaming's great for getting the word out there, but at the same time, if you really want to support the bands you like, buy the records, go see the shows.
Yeah, that's something I've always been big on, like trying to go to people. Like if you like stream it, play it as much as you bloody want. If you love a band though and you really want to support a team, for me it's always been like my home team thing, you know what I mean? Like I'm not much of a sporting person, but bands like Killswitch Engage have always been like a home team for me. So when they're kicking goals and they're doing well, I'm buying shirt and merch and supporting them as well. And I'm a happy man when they're doing bloody good. So I'm super happy that this Consequence is dropping on February 21st through Metal Blade Records. It is an absolute ripper. Everybody needs to go out and do the bloody same. Grab the merch, support Killswitch Engage all over the bloody place. Mate, Joel, this has been an absolute pleasure, mate. Can't wait to see you guys in a couple of years down under. Do you have any last shout outs, thank yous, or anything else you'd like to add in there, mate?
I think anybody in the band would say, I think we're just psyched to get this record out there because it's been, 6 years since we put one out. So I think we're long overdue, and I hope everybody likes it, and everybody who's stuck with us for 26 years. Thank you.
Indeed.
Hopefully we don't bore you with the new one.
Exactly. Exactly. Everybody go out, grab this Consequence. Also, while you're there, jump over to Bandcamp, grab that Atonement album, the B-Sides for Charity, and support a cause as well. That was an absolute ripping EP to follow off of the Atonement one as well. Everybody get Killswitch Engage, put it in the stereos, crank it up really loud. The neighbors are going to want to hear it too. Cheers, mate.
Right on. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Oi, you're tuned in to Jai, that Aussie metal guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.